This little piece of music is a fun piece. I actually wrote this at a trade show, would you believe, many years ago. I was demonstrating some Ovation guitars at the trade show at Olympia, and there was this little effects pedal called a delay pedal, and I was messing around with this, and this tune arrived. I'll show you what it does, and then you get a rough idea, so you won't be... I know it's short, but I like it. Now, that's what happens. Every time I play something, I can then play things against it. If you've ever seen the mighty Brian May in concert using one of these effects, you know what can be done. He kind of layers and layers the sound, and it sounds like an orchestra. And the only drawback with it, and it doesn't seem to affect Brian, but it has happened to me occasionally, if you make a mistake, it also repeats that, right? And that's the drawback with this technology. You kind of, it's driving you, you're not driving it. Because I've been in the game a long time, as Keith said earlier, you know, we met way back in 1970, but I've been in the game since '66, and I've learned a few tricks along the way, and one of them is if you make a mistake, repeat it 2 or 3 times. That way people think it's jazz, you see? Martin Taylor told me that trick. You can't do that with this effect, it just keeps coming back at you. You see, you can't do it with that, so hopefully you won't be doing too much jazz on this. That was a deliberate mistake, by the way. It's a Les Dawson version. As you can see, I brought a number of guitars with me tonight, ladies and gentlemen. They've all got a different story to tell, all got different sounds, and it's cheaper than a band. This is one of my favourite instruments. This is quite literally a baby guitar. Somebody will say, what is that little diddy guitar? I said, it's literally a baby guitar. 3 of the guitars I'm playing tonight were made by a friend of mine called Rob Armstrong, hence the A on the headstock. That one was made by a friend of mine called Roger Bucknell, with filed instruments. And the way this came to be made was Rob Armstrong ordered some mandolin cases. He ordered 3, 6 arrived. A normal person would have sent them back. Not Rob Armstrong. He thinks, I'll make something to fill the cases. Right? And I think the problem is, like most of these guitar builders, they spend so much time on their own, down the shed, running down Hampshire roads with them, sniffing glue, and listening to Radio 4. It does something to the brain, I'm sure. But I'm ever so glad he did, because this has got a fantastic sound. And he's made several of these since then. In actual fact, George Harrison, I have this on good authority, George Harrison owns 3 baby guitars because he loves small instruments. In actual fact, he has one of the largest collection of ukulele banjos in the world. And he's also, no, this is true, he's also a fully paid up member of the George Formby Appreciation Society, which proves the point I've been making. You take drugs to that degree, that's what happens. You know? But this has got a great sound. It sounds, to my ears, like a cross between a lute and a harpsichord. And I'm going to play you another piece that I wrote for the telly. This is a tune called The Lord's Seat. And they wanted something very English and regal and stately homish, because the series Working Titles was about the working aristocracy. So, you know, kind of fitted in well with this. So what I've done is I've set my reverb pedal to stately home, which is like big and empty. It's lovely, expansive sound. Now you're probably also wondering why I'm moving this to one side in between each tune. 2 very good reasons. One is I tend to breathe rather heavily when I'm playing, like a lot of guitar players I know. I've got a bit of a cold at the moment. It sounds a bit obscene, actually. You don't want to hear me snorting on the microphone. And the second reason is, if you'd like to take a photograph of my new waistcoat and shirt, you've got a clear shot, you see. The microphone doesn't, see how I think of you? going to do a bit of name dropping now. I'll be doing a bit of name dropping throughout the evening's performance because I'm like that. I'm quite a sad bloke, really. A gentleman is regarded as probably one of the top 6 rock guitar players in the world. A gentleman called Mr. Richie Blackmore of Deep Purple fame and of course Rainbow is quite a fan of mine. He likes the stuff I do, and that's one of his favourite tunes. Would you believe? One of his favourite tunes. He loves it. And when I found out about this, I thought, well, it got me thinking. I thought, well, maybe, just maybe, I'll fit some more pickups on it, you know. Humbucking. What do you reckon, guys? All the guitar players. One of those Seymour Duncan quarter pounders here at the bridge. One of those Floyd Rose. What do you reckon? You can sort of kind of do this kind of. No, it's another tune I've got to finish off. I've got all these.